Ezra, there's this talk of us combining forces, of Canada joining the United States. Is that the craziest idea you've ever heard?
It's not. I mean, listen, we used to be part of the British Empire together, so we do have a history. It was called British North America, I think. But there are some differences that I think some of the enthusiasts are missing. First of all, a quarter of our country is French-speaking Quebecers. We have bilingualism in this country. That might complicate things. Another thing is I think most Canadians would probably be Democrats. Places like Alberta and Saskatchewan are more right-wing. They'd probably go Republican. But I don't know. I think that you could see this as a new California. Now, if we were to swap California, I'm joking about. Listen, I think that's a fun thing to talk about and to daydream about. But the reality is, look, we actually have the world's longest undefended border. Now, Trudeau has made that into a problem. We're culturally very similar. We have a tight trade relationship. I think we have all the pluses of being one country with the pluses of being independent. I think that Canada can become great again and can be sort of like Batman and Robin. You guys get to be Batman because you got 330 million people, but we're Robin with 40 million people, but we are two separate things. I think getting Trudeau out of the way and getting back to common sense, I really think we're going to be your greatest ally, and
so
we're going to work together on projects.
I think we create Greater Montana, and Alberta becomes part of the United States. Am I correct in saying that's good right-wing territory? Calgary, Edmonton. That's
where I'm
good
from,
folks up
for
there,
sure.
right?
And that's where all the oil is, 173 billion barrels of oil in Alberta. So that's the thing. I don't know how that could possibly be hit with a tariff. That would be bad for America. We sell most of our oil exports, in fact, almost all our oil exports to America, and that displaces conflict oil from OPEC regimes. So we actually have a role to play in American energy security, which is why the Premier of Alberta, Danielle Smith, is going to Washington for the inauguration. I don't know if you know that, Charlie, but Trudeau has been AWOL on this whole cross-border tariff thing. I think he wants a fight with Trump because he hates Trump. But the Premier of Alberta, that's the most conservative oil province, has been doing her best to keep the two countries friendly. Danielle Smith is her name. She's off to Washington. And I think that she's got the right idea. Keep the countries friendly, keep the oil and gas and other trade flowing, strengthen the border. She's gone ahead and set up sort of a provincial National Guard kind of thing. She's got drones and cops. She's taking Trump seriously. And I think she wants Canada and the U.S. to be best friends, as do I think most Canadians. I don't think we want to join America, but we love visiting there. And as long as we're on good terms and cooperating for freedom, I think everyone's a winner.
I love it. Ezra, God bless you. Thank you for all the work that you do here. What are some big dates we should be looking forward as in Canadian politics? You mentioned the resignation of Trudeau. What else?
Well, March 24th is when he turns over the prime ministership to some other liberal lackey who's going to get crushed. I think that's the big one federally, but we're watching January 20th because we're going to see what Trump does to Trudeau. Is he going to put those tariffs in? On April Fool's Day, Trudeau is jacking up the carbon tax, which is going to make us less competitive compared to the United States, which doesn't have a carbon tax. So I don't know. We're just waiting. We're looking at our clocks and calendars, waiting till Trudeau leaves and we can get on with a freedom-oriented government under Pierre Poilievre. We'll keep you posted, Charlie, because, Canada can be a laboratory for bad ideas, national health care, wokeism, but I think we can also be an inspiration for good ideas, and I hope we get back on that track.
Very good. Ezra, thank you so much. Canada has produced the greatest comedians of a generation. It would be good to get back to that. It's true. The greatest comedians come from Canada. No, it's a real thing. It's the greatest export besides lumber, oil, and comedians. Andrew
and Nickelback.
Thank you.
And Celine Dion. Take care, Charlie. Thank you.
Is very talented. Thank you.